G'day guys, how's it going? I'm Aaron Whitnall. This is ACWSport, and match day 5 of the Champions League group stage saw unbelievable goals, some crazy scorelines, and some remarkable comebacks. And with that said, there's only one place to start, and that is in Seville, where Sevilla came from 3-0 down at half-time to draw 3-0 with Liverpool, who completely bottled it in this performance. Now look, when you actually watch the highlights, it's safe to say Liverpool actually got pretty lucky, really. Sevilla are fantastic at home. I think they're unbeaten now in 25 or 26 games at home now. So they are a real force at home. But Liverpool, don't get me wrong, they did have chances, but so did Sevilla. And overall, I do think Liverpool were lucky to come away from this game with a point. Saying that, though, there was some shocking defending in this game. And it's just bizarre how it all came about, really. Liverpool scored pretty much 2 identical goals with regards to Firmino and Mane, their goals from corners. And then, obviously, Firmino then gave them a 3-0 lead at half-time. Then Sevilla got back into it. Moreno was actually at fault for 2 of Sevilla's goals, which wasn't good. And then, in the dying moments, they failed to clear a corner, and Sevilla managed to equalise, causing the place to go absolutely crazy. But yeah, it was just an amazing game. In a way, almost like a one-off. But, again, it highlights Liverpool's defensive errors, and it really makes you worry for them later on in the competition when they come up against stronger teams like, should they draw against PSG, Barcelona, Real Madrid, for example, who we know have got such deadly attacking force. Saying that, this result comes on the end of some bad news and very sad news in Seville, and that is that their manager, Eduardo Berizzo, he actually told his players at half-time in the game that he's actually suffering from cancer and he's due to undergo treatment. So I wish him the best recovery with that, and hopefully it gets all cleared. But what a way to motivate your players, and they really went out and got a fantastic result for it. But it's all to play for in match day 6 as to who's going to finish top in that group, so it's going to be interesting to see. Elsewhere, another team that struggled to do well from the English perspective this week were Manchester United. They were beaten 1-0 away at Basel. Safe to say United at half-time could have easily been 5-0 up, though. They absolutely destroyed Basel in the first half, hitting the post. Lukaku should have scored a one-on-one. Fellaini could have had a hat-trick on another night. Martial was unlucky with a chance, but United just couldn't get it in. And in the second half, you could see it gave Basel the confidence. United probably just wanted to sit back a bit because all they needed was a point. Jose's substitutions kind of enforced that a little bit as well, taking off Pogba, bringing on Matic, for example. But in the end, Basel made them pay. United's defence fell asleep a little bit. It was a wonderful cross from the left-hand side over to the right-hand side. And there was Lang at the back post to tap in. So, yeah, big result for Basel. Keeps their hopes of qualification alive. Manchester United, they are pretty much through, unless they lose 7-0 at home in their next game, which I doubt is going to happen. And then the other result goes the way that Basel need. United won't qualify. So United are through. It's not a major one to worry about. They'll be disappointed that they didn't win this game, though. In the other group game, CSKA, they beat Benfica 2-0. This gives them and Basel, it's all to play for between those two as to who goes through. But the big news from this is that the goalkeeper for CSKA Moscow, Akinfeev, he kept his first Champions League clean sheet in 11 years. So congratulations to him, because that is a record that I'm sure he's so happy to kind of get off of his back now, which is absolutely amazing. But yeah, big result for CSKA. Keeps the hopes alive. A big result now for English sides. Saw Tottenham win their group by beating Borussia Dortmund away. I was completely wrong with my prediction. I thought Dortmund were going to win 2-1, especially after the performance Tottenham put in against Arsenal. I thought Kane, Ali and that didn't look at the races. They looked injured. I suggested that they probably should be dropped for this game, just simply so they could be rested, because Tottenham had already qualified, really. It was just a case of who was going to finish top of the group, really. But no, I was completely wrong. That's why Pochettino is a Spurs manager. Harry Kane with a wonderful goal to equalise after Aubameyang had given Dortmund the lead. And then Son finishing off the comeback in style with a wonderful curling effort. What a group stage this has been for Spurs. I'm really excited to see how far Spurs can go. And congratulations for them, considering that this was a group no one thought they were going to qualify from. So it's a massive, massive achievement for the club. In the other group game, Real Madrid, they also secured qualification by beating Apoel 6-0 away from home. And this was massive for Real Madrid because they've been so poor recently, especially the likes of Ronaldo and Benzema. They both got on the score sheet, and you just wonder now whether or not this could be a little turning point in their season for them and get them back on track. Moving on to Celtic now, who shocked the footballing world by scoring against PSG after only 52 seconds and then losing 7-1. Yeah, wow, they got absolutely destroyed. I mean, the thing is, it just shows the golfing class between the Scottish Premier League and any major European side. I mean, you would have thought, with all the dominance Celtic have, that they would be able to at least give teams like PSG and that a bit of a game. We know they're very good at home. We know PSG are good at home, but we know Celtic are good at home and they give teams good games. PSG have absolutely destroyed them, though, in the 2 games. And it's just a shame because you would expect better from Celtic. But taking nothing away from PSG, some of the football they played was mesmerising. Neymar was incredible. And that strike from Dani Alves, wow. And even Cavani. I mean, I said the top 3 for PSG would score. They all did. At the moment, I reckon it'll be a PSG City final. And I cannot wait to see that game. But yeah, massive result for PSG. They've broken pretty much every group stage record you can have now in terms of how many goals you can score. It's 24 now, which is ridiculous in 5 games. However, it is between them and Bayern Munich as to who is going to finish top. And effectively almost like a winner-take-all kind of, unless, well, it's a tough one. Because obviously Bayern needs so many goals, goal difference. But if they can beat PSG, it shows that obviously Bayern are back up there because, as we know, they had a real struggle earlier on in the season, but they picked up a 2-0 away win here in Anderlecht. Anderlecht made it hard for them. Bayern made it hard for themselves as well with some cataclysmic defensive errors. But Robert Lewandowski, he got back on the score sheet with his bizarre blonde hair. But the Bayern machine keeps ticking on. They seem to be back on track, and I cannot wait for matchday 6 to see who comes out on top in the Allianz Arena. Chelsea, they picked up a very easy 4-0 away win at Karabag. They are secure through to the knockout phases. They've won their group. And Willian had a couple of absolute pearlers in this game. He's such a good player for Chelsea. Just comes on, he's very consistent. You're going to get a solid job out of him. But I think the thing that will most excite Chelsea fans is how good Eden Hazard looks at the moment. Especially that back heel we did for Willian's first goal. Absolutely sublime. And again, it's going to be interesting to see what Chelsea are like when they face stronger opposition in the knockout stages. Because they've done pretty well. We know they struggled against Roma. You could say that was a bit of a blip because they were having a blip at the time. But since that game, wow, they've looked good. And it is that time of the year, same as last season, where Chelsea just start to steamroller everyone. So now we're really going to see what Chelsea are about. In the other game, Atletico Madrid, who seem to have their Champions League or European season over and done with, have risen from the ashes and they stormed to a 2-0 win over Roma to give themselves a very good fighting chance of going through. However, it'll probably be Europa League as opposed to the second spot in the group because they've got to beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge and then they've got to hope that Karabag somehow pick up a result in Rome, which I highly doubt. But the standout goal of the Champions League for me this week was Antoine Griezmann's thunderous bicycle kick. Wonderful strike for him and really gets him back in the good books of Atletico fans because there's so much controversy around him at the moment because there's so much links with him being moving away from the club. But much needed win for Atletico. And like Real Madrid, you just wonder if this could be a little turning point in their season as well. Manchester City, they cruised to another win, this time over Feyenoord, fairly comfortable 1-0. Not really too much to talk about. Exciting the fact that the likes of Phil Foden and that were given debuts. But yeah, City cruised through. It was a fairly relaxed evening for them. Napoli, though, they picked up a much-needed win at home to Shakhtar. Insigne with an unbelievable strike. And Napoli look like they're going to be going through with City. So yeah, exciting times for Napoli. On their day, they're very, very dangerous. And I think a lot of the English clubs wouldn't want to have to go to them in the knockout stages. But yeah, big win for them. The other two groups, Barcelona, they drew 0-0 with Juventus. Barcelona through. Juventus, you'd expect them to seal qualification next week. It was a fairly tame game, not too much happened really, very tight. But Sporting Lisbon have given themselves a very sneaky chance of pipping Juventus to second spot in the group, and that is because they picked up a 3-1 win at home to Olympiakos. However, they need to win in the Nou Camp and then hope that Juventus fail to get a win in Greece. So it's going to be very tough for Sporting to actually get through, but we'll see. Who knows? There could be a big upset on matchday 6. And then finally, Besiktas have secured Champions League qualification to the knockout stages for the first time in their history. Congratulations to them, or like for the first time in like 12 attempts or something, sorry. So congratulations to them. Massive, massive achievement. The fans really deserve it because their fans are absolutely incredible. They picked up or secured it by getting a 1-1 draw at home to Porto. But Monaco, wow, they've been absolutely diabolic this season. in the Champions League. They were destroyed 4-1 at home to Leipzig, and it's now down to Leipzig and Porto as to who is going to qualify through Besiktas, and we will see what happens on match day 6. But that pretty much covers everything that happened on match day 5. These are all my main talking points. Comment below, let me know what you made of match day 5. What were your highlights? What were your main talking points? Do you agree with anything that I've said or disagree with anything that I've said? Please let me know. As always, I'm Aaron Whitnall. This is ACW Sport. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys again tomorrow with my Premier League predictions for the coming weekend.